Ever have someone tell you a story that stops you in your tracks? That's what happened when my mom told me about a chance encounter with a woman who would reunite her with someone who had impacted her life deeply. This is that story. Jody Smith and Kaye Gooldy first met a few years ago on a plane ride from Colorado to Tulsa. The two former teachers got to talking.
Somehow we got on to, does your mother teach too? And I said, she does, or she did. And she said, where did she teach? And so she also asked me her last name.
And then when she said, my mother was Betty Hobson, click. It was just like, I've wondered about Betty for years and years and years.
Meet Betty Hobson, Jody's mom and Kaye's second grade teacher at Wilson Elementary in Okmulgee.
She was one of my good workers. I do remember that.
Back in 1949, Betty Hobson was a fairly new teacher. Kaye remembers how much she loved her.
You know, there's something about having a young teacher who's just able to go and do, and when we have our little parties and our little get-togethers, that was as enthusiastic as the children.
After all these years, Kaye and her other classmates have visited their former teacher, reminiscing about those early days.
The interesting thing is she has several students that come by and see her. It's just, I think it means it's a connection to the past, and it just shows how much her students loved her, I think. I think she feels that love.
I've been one of those fortunate people. I've passed through many doors, but I've gotten something from each door, and I think it's a culmination of a lot of experience, a lot of love.
It validates to me what a great teacher she was. She was, and her students loved her so much.
And to think, this reconnection to the past all came about as two strangers began a conversation on a plane ride.
I don't believe in coincidences. I believe these are a God thing. I think that she and I sat together for a purpose.
It seemed fitting to run this story today, April the 5th, Miss Betty's 94th birthday.
Oh, well, how about that?
We wish her a happy birthday and say thank you for pouring into so many students like my mom, Kaye, you saw in the story, who my mom went on to teach for 50 years, but obviously was influenced by Miss Betty. The thing that was really strange, Alan and Dave, as they were flying back, the conversation, you know, it's, oh, your mom, I know. And then it was weird because my mom said something about, well, I'm visiting my daughter, going to church on Sunday. And she said, well, where do you go? They told her, that's where Miss Betty goes.
Oh, really?
And Miss Betty's been a greeter at the door there for years. Now, she is not able to get out as often.
Oh, wow.
But I just thought all of those connections, again, like my mom said, I mean, it was divine intervention when all of that came together. And I told Dave about this story months ago, and he's like, I think that's a good story.
It's
and
a
I was
really
like,
good story.
Yeah, sometimes they
Great
get a little
job.
too close, and you never know. I loved that. I thought it was great. So happy birthday, Miss Betty.
Having a birthday today, how about that?